It's time to talk about some New Year's resolutions for the football side of Arizona State athletics.
You are Locked On Sun Devils, your daily podcast on the Arizona State Sun Devils, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome back to the Locked On Sun Devils podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. My name is Richie Bradshaw, and I will be your guide for everything Arizona State Sun Devils. Thanks as always for tuning in and making us your first listen of the day. And of course, a shout out to my everydayers who are here every day. Wherever you're getting your podcast, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you get an update whenever we post new content. You can stay in touch with that content by following me on Twitter. You can find me at RichieBrads36 in the podcast as well at LO_Sun Devils. All right, it is New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's Eve to everyone. Please have fun tonight, but do so responsibly. Don't hold on to fireworks. If you're going to shoot them off, then have a bucket of water nearby. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. Have fun. Be responsible. Be safe. It's also that time of year to make our New Year's resolutions. And what better way to do that than hopping on the Locked On Sun Devils podcast and talking about it? Earlier today, we did the basketball resolutions, and they're in the middle of the season, so hopefully they can figure that out soon. On the football side of things, we've got about 7-8 months to get this figured out, so let's go ahead and get it started. But if you have not checked out the basketball one yet, I encourage you to do it. Go ahead and check it out. Let me know what you guys think. What are your resolutions for the Hoops team? Because Lord knows they need some improvement right now. But you can listen to this on New Year's Eve, or if you're looking for something on New Year's Day, you got two different ones to check out. Both of them are shortened podcasts. You don't got, 60 minutes worth of listening to do. Check them both out. Let's go ahead and hop into football. With that being said, I've got 3 resolutions here. First resolution really just kind of speaks for itself, and that's that you need to find a way to force turnovers. I mean, this was such a Achilles heel for the Sun Devils in 2023. They only forced 9 turnovers last year. 5 interceptions, 4 fumble recoveries on defense. Nobody had more than 2, or I should say 3, because Shamari Simmons had a pick and a forced fumble. You also had oh, that's it. He's the only one with multiple turnovers. I could have swore Tate Romney had a pick. But, yeah, you need guys that are going to be able to create turnovers for you. I'm not saying you need Ed Reed back there. I'm not saying you need Robert Mathis on the defensive line, but you need to find guys, and you need to find ways to be able to force turnovers. I spoke with Brian Ward before the start of the 2023 season. I said, hey, Coach, what are some of your goals? And he said, one of the standards that he holds himself to every year is he wants his defense to have 40 sacks and 30 turnovers. Now, 30 turnovers is otherworldly. I mean, that's like an Alabama-Georgia defense, and even better than that. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't strive for it. And the Sun Devils were nowhere close. 9 turnovers, and Coach wants 30. The good news is you did a really good job in the sack department. You got 26 takedowns last year. It's not 40, but it's a really good step in the right direction, especially when you consider the Sun Devils had 16 in all of the previous season. So they're doing a good job in the sacks department, but now they need to find a way to force some turnovers, because the turnovers are where you're going to create those extra opportunities for yourself. Obviously, defense just needs to find a way to get off the field. And quite frankly, the offense has really not done a good enough job giving the defense ample time to get rest and everything. We're going to talk about the offense here in a little bit, but you just need to find ways to be able to force turnovers. It's so crucial and critical to having any kind of success for a team as a whole. You got to find those extra possessions. Quite frankly, there was a lot that went wrong with the Sun Devils last year. The special teams wasn't good. The offense was stale. The defense was left out on the field. It makes sense why the turnovers weren't necessarily there. But, I mean, you also went almost the first month of the season without forcing a turnover. Like, this was a team that was completely deprived of that opportunity that presented itself, or lack thereof. You need to find ways to be able to create turnovers. You can't just luck into them. You need to find ways to create tighter coverage, to force the ball out on fumbles, get after the quarterback for strip sacks, whatever it is. Punch the ball out. I don't care. But you need to find a way to create more turnovers. Turnovers are where you're going to win and lose games. And Arizona State not only needs to force turnovers, but they need to find a way to win the turnover battle, because last year, Arizona State totally lost that. Not even close. They had 14 interceptions by itself. I don't even know how many fumbles they lost on the year, but not even close. You need to find a way to be positive in that turnover margin. That's going to lead to more success. Next thing I want to talk about is the offensive line. Look, I get it. There was a lot of injuries. They had a new starting five every single week last year. 12 different starting offensive lines at the start of the game. Several injuries throughout the entirety of the year. Isaiah Glass transferred out in the middle of the season. Not a wonder that the offensive line didn't play well. But nonetheless, that's our resolution. Is you got to play better. Here's the good news. There are a lot of players that are coming in, especially on the interior of the line. Joey Sua and Shanko Matutia are coming in through the transfer portal. You've got 3 kids on the interior. Champ Westbrooks, Semesi Tonga, and who's my other guy? Terrell Kim. Oh, there was 4. And Faliva Sulani. There's a lot of guys that are coming in. You should be able to put an onus on improving the offensive line play. And even outside of the interior, right? You need the tackles to play better. Bram Walden, still really like him. He was up and down, also was banged up. He's your left tackle right now. And I think that that's a good thing if he's able to take that step forward. I really like Bram Walden. You need the depth behind him, though. Max Iron-Acres got to get out there. Sean Na'a needs more snaps. Lee Fontanu plays center, but you need him to be able to stay healthy as well. You just need these guys to be able to mesh together. Injuries happen. As Kenny Dillingham once said, nobody cares about your circumstance and nobody feels bad for you. So we can only sit here and complain about offensive line injuries for so long before we have to sit here and say, you know what? They got to get this figured out. They need to start improving along the offensive line. It's going to affect so many different things. We saw last year just how crucial it is to have consistent offensive line play. When you don't have it, everything's going to fall apart. So yes, the injuries obviously sucked. But even beyond that, the Sun Devils just flat out need to get better with their offensive line play. The NFL season is wrapping up, but there's still time to get in on the action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. The app is easy to use, and there's so many different ways to bet, like those live same-game parlays. Find bets in the new Explore tab as well, and you can make a parlay in the Parlay Hub, the best way to find popular parlays and more. So visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and make your first bet a layup. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL. Disclaimer, must be 21 or older and present in select states. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. First online real money wager only, $10 deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Kentucky, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342 in Arizona. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com in Kansas. 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. Visit md gamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit 1800gambler.net in West Virginia, or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NEW YORK, NY, or text HOPE-NY in New York. Thanks as always for tuning in, making us your first listen of the day. I appreciate you guys as always. Wherever you get your podcast, hit like, subscribe, turn on notifications. I appreciate you guys. I especially appreciate my everydayers who are here every day. And again, if you haven't checked out the New Year's resolutions for the basketball team, please check it out and let me know what you guys think. There's still a lot of season left. We need to see where we can improve. These are the resolutions that I think if we work on, we're going to turn this basketball season around. It's not over yet, people. We're still trying to make it to March. Let's wrap it up. One more big resolution for this team. Find offensive consistency. This can come in a variety of ways. The play calling, the execution, the balance of run to pass, the offensive line play, the explosiveness, all sorts of different stuff is going to come together that is going to affect the consistency on the offense. But the bottom line is you need to find it. You need to find that offensive consistency, because without it, you're going to lose a lot of games. We saw it. We saw it in 2023. No consistency on the offensive side of the football left us with a lot of losses. And there was a lot of close games that we could have won if we had better offense. Should have beat Oklahoma State. Should have beat Cal. Should have beat Colorado. That right there is a 6-6 team, but you should have beat Washington too. You had wins that were left on the table because you couldn't do anything offensively. You could have easily been a 7-win team last year. You just couldn't do it on offense. So you need to find that consistency. I'll echo this again. Injuries suck, but they're a part of the game. We can't sit here and continue to make excuses for them, especially as we get ready to start 2024. It's time to move on. We have to start moving on and getting better. Part of getting better is finding a way to execute on the offensive side of the football. It starts with play calling. You know, there was a lot of up and downs the first 3 weeks under Bo Baldwin. The offense was pitiful at best. Kenny Dillingham starts to take over in week 4. We start seeing some life come to this unit, some enthusiasm, some what's the word I'm looking for? Uniqueness. There's all sorts of different things that start to go right for the Sun Devils when Kenny Dillingham takes over, but still, there was a lot to work on. And that's going to be what you need to focus on in this offseason, is finding a way to find that consistency on offense. I don't care if it's more unicorn play calling. I don't care if it's really strict to the book. I don't care if it's 50-50 run pass. I don't care if it's 80-20 one way or the other. Whatever you do, just be consistent and find a way to have consistent production. If you're not moving the ball, if you're not scoring touchdowns, if you're not converting third downs, whatever, you're just going to lose games. We're going to have the exact same problem we ran into this year. This is the biggest focus that the Sun Devils should have for 2024. The turnovers absolutely need those. The offensive line definitely needs to take a step forward. But at the end of the day, the consistency on offense is what we need to see improve the most. If we don't get that consistency on offense, then we're just in for a lot of trouble. Hopefully that'll start to figure itself out. But those are my 3 New Year's resolutions for the Sun Devils football team in 2024. I want to know what your guys' resolutions are and what you thought about mine. Let me know in the comments. You can hit me up on Twitter at RichieBrads36 and the podcast as well at LO_Sun Devils. But wherever you're getting your podcast, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you get an update whenever we post new content. And one more time, a shout out to my everydayers who are here every day. Excuse me. I appreciate you guys as always for tuning in. Enjoy your New Year's. Stay safe. Have fun. Don't drink and drive. Make sure that you're being safe as much as you're having fun. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy these New Year's resolutions for football. Check out basketball if you haven't already. And yeah, if you're looking for something to check out, hit like, subscribe. I'll see you guys around though. Enjoy your New Year's. Until then, you keep it locked right here